Amy Oakley's experience. Teach me that women can do anything men can do. I enjoy her spunk and her determination to do whatever she wants despite the odds. I would like to share some of her experience. I would like to see every woman know how to handle firearms as natural as they know how to handle babies. For me, sitting is still harder than any kind of work. Aim at a higher mark and you will hit it. No, not the first time, not the second time, and maybe not the third. But keep on aiming and keep on shooting. For only practice will make you perfect. Finally, you'll hit the bull's eye of success. God intended women to be outside as well as men, and they do not know what they are missing when they stay cooped up in the house.
Helen Keller shows me nothing is impossible. She not only overcame her obstacles, but she excelled in ways I cannot believe. I will now like to share some of her quotes. Walking with a friend in the dark is better than walking alone in the light. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved. I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do something that I can do. Self-pity is our worst enemy, and if we yield to it, we can never do anything wise in this world. I long to accomplish a great and noble task, but it is my chief duty to accomplish small tasks as if they were great and noble.
Rosa Parks encouraged me to stand up for what is right even though the consequence might be severe. She makes me want to fight harder against the injustices of the world. I would like to share some of her quotes. I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, mind diminishes fear. Knowing what must be done does away with fear. Each person must live their life as a model for others. I would like to remember as a person who wanted to be free, so people would be also free. Have you ever been hurt and the place tries to heal a bit and you just pull the scarf off over and over again? I'm tired of being treated like a second-class citizen. Racism is still with us, but it's up to us to prepare our children for what they have to meet, and hopefully we shall overcome.
Mother Teresa inspires me because she was a selfless person who taught us how to be more loving. Now, I would like to share some of her quotes. Let us always meet each other with a smile, for the smile is the beginning of love. Love begins at home, and it is not how much we do, but how much love we put in the action. Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without living happier. We think sometimes that poverty is only being hungry, naked, and homeless. The poverty of being unwanted, unloved, and uncared for is the greatest poverty. We must start in our own homes to remedy this kind of poverty. We shall never know all the good that a simple smile can do. Be faithful in small things because it is in them that your strength lies.
Mary Anderson's examples.
It's so memorable because she was really a voice that fought against oppression of race and gender. Now I would like to share some of her books. There are many persons ready to do what is right, because in their hearts they know it is right. But they hesitate, waiting for the other fellow to make the first move, and he, in turn, waits for you. As long as you keep a person down, some part of you has to be down, just to hold him down. So it means you cannot soar as you otherwise might. You lose a lot of time hating people. Fear is a disease that eats away a logic and makes men inhuman. I have a great belief in the future of my people and my country.
Harriet Tubman makes me want to be anxiously engaged in helping people. Her examples has left a great impression on me. Now I would like to share some of her quotes. Every great dream begins with a dream, and always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. I was the conductor of a underground railroad for 8 years, and I can say what most conductors can say. I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost a passenger. I had reasoned this out in my mind. There was one of two things: I had a right to liberty, or that if I could not have one, I would have the other one. I freed 1,000 people, 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves.
Marie Vieira is such a powerful role model because she overcame demanding challenges and accomplished the unthinkable. At this moment, I would like to share some of her quotes. Life is not easy for any of us, but what of that? We must have perseverance and, above all, confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are given for something and that this thing must be attained. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. One never notices what has been done. One can only see what remains to be done. I was taught that the way of progress was neither swift nor easy. I have no dress except the one I wear every day. If you're going to be kind enough to give me one, please let it be practical and dark that so that I can put it on afterwards to go to the laboratory.
Eleanor Roosevelt motivates me to work hard but to never give up. Her words kick my butt every time I read them. Now I would like to share some of her quotes. We gain strength and courage and confidence by each experience in which we really stop to look fear in the face. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. You must do the things you think you cannot do. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you will be criticized anyway. You will be damned if you do and damned if you don't. It is not enough to talk about peace, one must believe in it. And it's not enough to believe in it, one must work at it. It is not fair to ask of others what you are not willing to do yourself.
Clara Barton impresses me because she was so gutsy and passionate about saving people's lives, regardless of how dangerous the circumstances. Now I would like to share some of her work. I may sometimes be willing to teach for nothing, but if paid at all, I shall never do a man's work for less than a man's pay. I may be compelled to face danger, but never fear it. And while our soldiers can stand and fight, I can stand and feed and nurse them. This conflict is one thing I've been waiting for. I'm well and strong and young enough to go to the front. If I can't be a soldier, I'll help soldiers. Everybody's business is nobody's business, and nobody's business is my business. A bald had passed between my body, and the right arm which supported him, cutting through the sleeve and passing through his chest from shoulder to shoulder. There was no more to be done for him, and I left him to his rest. I have never mended as old he must be.
Queen Victoria is such an influential figure because she was the longest reigning monarch in British history and presided over such a vast empire. Now I would like to share some of her quotes. The important thing is not what they think of me, but what I think of them. We are not interested in the possibilities of defeat. They do not exist. I don't dislike babies, though I think very young ones rather disgusting. For a woman to strike any woman is much brutal, and I, as well as everyone else, think this far worse than any attempt to shoot, which, wicked as it is at least more comprehensible and more courageous. Great events make me quiet and calm. It is only trifles that irritate my nerves.
Abigail Adams. Abigail Adams is an inspirational woman because she was so bold and articulate. She was such a revolutionary spokeswoman for women's rights and basically ran the country. And I'm going to share some quotes about Abigail. We have too many high-sounding words and too few actions that correspond with them. Learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with utter intelligence. If we mean to have heroes, statements, and philosophers, we should have learned women. If particular care and attention is not paid to the ladies, we are determined to form a rebellion and will not hold ourselves bound by any laws in which we have no voice or representation. Do not put such unlimited power into the hands of husbands. Remember, all men would be tyrants if they could. Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. Pretty woman wonders where my secret lies. I'm not cute or real to suit a fashionable size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arm and the spread of my hips, the short of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman, it's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellow stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me and have no honeybees. I say, it's in the fire of my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. But when I start to show them, they say they can see. I say, is it the arc of my back, the sun of my smile, the right of my breast, the grace of my style? I'm a woman, phenomenal woman, it's me. Now you understand just when my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to sound real loud. But when you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, is it the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the look of my care? Because I'm a woman, phenomenal woman.